What's poppin', guys? All right, let's dive into Impact Wrestling for April the 13th, 2023. This was the go-home show to Sunday's Rebellion. Nothing too interesting happening on this show outside of Mickie James relinquishing her Knockouts World Championship. Other than that, the show was very missable. And we will go over the predictions for Rebellion. So we kick the show off. First match of the night, Kenny King versus Frankie Kazarian. Kenny King wins because Moose and Brian Myers, they got involved. They distracted the referee. Moose came in, did a spear to Frankie Kazarian. Kenny King covered him for the 1-2-3. Who gives a damn? So basically, Team Bully, they get the stipulation. They get a numbers advantage. So it's not really important. Who really gives a shit? And when you involve Brian Myers in something, you know it's going to be dog shit. I feel bad for Moose. I really do. Oh, boy. Like, Impact has completely put Moose in that lower mid-card role. I feel bad for Moose, man. I really, truly do. Oh, man, I feel bad for him. Moving on. So, Steve Maclin, he came out. He interrupted the Canadian National Anthem. And he claimed that there was no one in Impact that could beat him. So Kushida, he ran out. And the two of them started to brawl. Security, they attempted to separate the two, but they kept on brawling. And then Kushida got the upper hand on Maclin. And then he did a dive, taking out all the security guards. So, okay, little angle, but not really that important. We could have done more, though. We really could have. Next. This was a nonsensical fatal four-way. But on commentary, they did mention that this could potentially involve X Division Championship implications down the line. The fatal four-way featured Lince Dorado, Rich Swann, Laredo Kid, and Black Taurus. Laredo Kid gets a win via the Spanish Fly, so that's pretty cool. But I'm so sick and damn tired of all these multi-man matches for number one contenders. It doesn't make any sense. We don't need it. We could have done maybe Rich Swann versus Laredo Kid. Then next week we could have done Black Taurus versus Lince Dorado. The winner of those two matches will face each other down the line for the number one contender to the X Division Championship. That's what I would have done. And it makes actually the most sense. Enough of the fatal four-way stuff. I'm tired of these multi-man matches. It's stupid. Way too overdone. But I am glad that Laredo Kid got the win. Moving on. So Rosemary and Jessica, they're backstage. So Rosemary attempted to enter the Undead Realm to retrieve the Valkyrie, a.k.a. Taya Valkyrie, as Rosemary called her. So Rosemary convinced Jessica that she shouldn't enter the Undead Realm as it was too dangerous, but she could hold the line here. Rosemary tried to enter, and the casket she would walk through did not let her. So her access was basically cut off by black magic, and Rosemary indicated that they needed to come up with a new strategy, and basically which that Jessica blamed the Coven, when really it wasn't the Coven at all. We know it was AEW. Oh, God. Moving on. So, Taylor Wilde versus Jessica. Taylor Wilde defeated Jessica via a fisherman's neckbreaker, which looked really badass. I like that as a finish. Really badass right there. Love it. So, moving on. So, Jordynne Grace, she cut a promo talking about potentially facing Mickie James and Deonna Purrazzo. So, I do like that. Moving on. So, Alicia and Eddie Edwards, they were backstage. They talked about how they're both ride or die, and how Alicia had Eddie's back since Honor No More. But when the stable disbanded, she was worried about Eddie's future, and then with the whole PCO situation. And then she said that how she was there to support him and see him through this until PCO was dead. So they both claim that come Sunday at Rebellion, PCO is going to finally die. Okay, not really all that important. The feud is just nonsensical at this point. Like, this has to be the end of the feud. It just has to. Next, Joe Hendry and Dirty Dango versus the Design, Callihan and Angels. So, before the match, Joe Hendry came down to the ring. He did his usual pre-match promo, and Dango got the catchphrase "We believe" correct this time, so that was good. So basically, Joe Hendry wins via the standing ovation, and that was because both Sami Callihan and Dina were arguing with one another for whatever reason. And to me, this shit makes no sense at all. It just doesn't make any sense. It's dumb. It's dumb. Please end the storyline. It's not going anywhere. Either have Sami turn and beat down Dina and have Angels as well as Big Con align with Sami to form a new Violent by Design. That's honestly what I would do. Dina is a jobber, all right? Dina is a jobber. Like, seriously. It just doesn't make any sense. Post-match, the Design, they attacked Dirty Dango and Hendry, and then Santino, he came down, made the save. He hit the Cobra on Alan Angels. Okay, who really cares? So PCO, he's backstage. He cut a promo about how he couldn't die, and that he was coming to face Eddie Edwards at Rebellion. Okay, who really cares? I'm so sick of this damn feud. Moving on. So Billy Ray cut a promo about his team, saying that Moose and Myers were new additions, and they were going to destroy Team Dreamer at Rebellion. They're not a family or a club, but but one purpose in ending Tommy Dreamer and Hardcore War. So there's no leader to this. Okay, who really cares? Tasha Steelz versus Giselle Shaw. Tasha Steelz defeated Giselle Shaw. Giselle Shaw got injured, and Tasha Steelz just kicked her in the knee via a drop kick, and she did a jackknife cover for the 1, 2, 3. Okay, interesting here. Glad she won. I heard a couple of boos though when I was listening to it. I heard a couple of boos. I'm like, what the hell? What are you booing Tasha Steelz for? And then the closing segment. So Mickie James, she was backstage with Santino. He came up and he asked her if Mickie James was ready, and Mickie James said that the doctor just called. So at this time, when we come back from commercial, everyone basically left the building. Fans and Matthew Rarewall and Tom Hannafin, they were sent to the backstage. So we then see a video package of hyping up Mickie's last rodeo and everything else prior to now. So Mickie James was in an empty arena. She talked about how the last rodeo proved that she still could fight. Mickie said that any knockout in the back could beat her, and she would be happy to lose in the ring. Mickie said she wasn't 20 years old again, but was getting older. As she was talking, we saw a shot of Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace watching in the back. So Mickie said that she needed to do what was right for the locker room and for the business, and that she was not cleared to compete at Rebellion. She then put the title down in the ring along with her hat. So she basically said that it's time for Deonna and Jordynne. It's their time now. And that's how the show goes off the air. So she lays down the title and her hat, and then she dips out. So I like that. That was interesting. It makes sense. I do expect her to be back probably around Slammiversary. So maybe this is just her taking a little bit of time off. I know she is injured. I don't know if it's a legit rib injury or not, or if it's just kayfabe. But it could very well be kayfabe, and it could just be Mickie James wanting to take, time off. That's kind of what I took it as. Makes sense, though. It really does make sense. With that being said, let's get into the predictions. We've got basically 9 matches in all. 2 on the pre-show and 7 on the main card. All right, so let's start with the pre-show first. So it's the Coven, Kylan King and Taylor Wilde versus the Death Dolls, Jessica and Rosemary, for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. So the Coven should win this. It would make the most sense, and then you can cause dissension between Rosemary and Havoc, and have Havoc turn on Rosemary. That's what I would do. Or you could have Rosemary turn on Havoc. What was the other? I know there was another match, another match on the pre-show. I can't think of it right now, and I'm looking at the card. It's not important, though. All right, let's just go on to the main card. So, the design, Diener, Angels, and Callihan versus Dirty Dango, Joe Hendry, and Santino Morello. I'm guessing that the babyfaces will win here. It would make the most sense. Why would the design win here? It wouldn't make any sense. Because they might as well just go ahead and just scrap that anyway. This isn't getting Sami over, and I'm kind of over and done with this because Diener doesn't know what he's doing at all when it comes to being a leader of a faction. He just doesn't. Next, the last right match, PCO versus Eddie Edwards. Hopefully Eddie Edwards wins this. That way we can put an end to this feud and have PCO and Eddie Edwards do something else. Hardcore War, Tommy Dreamer, Frankie Kazarian, Yuya Uemura, Killer Kelly, and Bhajinder Gujar versus Team Bully. Bully Ray, Moose, Brian Myers, Kenny King, and Masha Slamovich. Team Bully should win. Next, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin versus the Ace and Bay Connection, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Ultimate X for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. Bullet Club should retain. It would make the most sense. Impact really needs some more tag teams. They desperately need some more tag teams. Desperately need them. The triple threat for the X Division Championship. It's a elimination match. Jonathan Gresham, Mike Bailey, and Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel should win. If Mike Bailey wins, I'm going to be so pissed at Impact. I don't give a damn that this is taking place in Canada. I don't give a damn at all. Who gives a shit? Mike Bailey is bland and boring. And then let's go to Jordynne Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo. This should be interesting. Deonna should be the babyface here. We should have Jordynne Grace turn heel, have Grace win by nefarious means, and set up a program between the two until Mickie can come back and be cleared. That's what I would do. So Jordynne Grace to win. The main event, Kushida versus Steve Maclin for the Impact World Championship. Steve Maclin needs to win definitively, and he needs to win clean. It would make the absolute most sense. He should not be cheating to beat Kushida at all, period. So Maclin should win clean. You have Maclin hold the title for a while. Hopefully Josh can make a recovery by Bound for Glory. And I think it's in late October this year. So that would make the most sense. And even when Josh comes back, you should still have Maclin go over Josh. And, you could turn this into like a little blood feud between Steve Maclin and Josh Alexander. That's what I would do. Like, I would have Josh come back at Bound for Glory and have him lose to Steve Maclin. And then you do a double turn. So you turn Maclin babyface and you turn Josh Alexander heel. That's what I would do. Because Macklin's been heel for about 2.5 years. So it's time to kind of switch roles. Overall, Impact was okay. It wasn't nothing special this week. It was all right. And Rebellion should be okay as well. So, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. What did you guys think of the show? I'll catch you guys later. Peace.